Ever wonder how there are so many Nurse Joys in the Pokemon games? We've all been told that it's because they have a lot of sisters. But really, is it possible to have that many genetically identical siblings? Well, you never know, but still. They didn't want to let anyone know the real reason. It's far too unreal and out of character if anyone knew her secret. But I found out. And I can tell you. It all starts when you walk in the Pokemon Center. You walk up to her and see her bright pink hair. You greet her and she has this pretty voice that wasn't actually pretty to start with. You may or may not have a talk. She takes your Pokemon, turns around, heals them, and then gives them back. That's the usual routine. Most likely, she'll be all nice and caring through the whole process, give or take the personality she has, because supposedly each one is unique in personality. What you don't know is that she installed a tracking device in your Pokeball. All 6 of them, in case one falls off. Why? Well, when you entered the building, she knew you'd be perfect. She knew you had the characteristics for the job. Plus, you were still a new trainer. The less known, the better. Anyway, she keeps you tracked and alerts the other Nurse Joys that you may encounter. That way, when you get to one of them, well, let's just say they can care for you. However, if one of the Nurse Joys sees a trainer that they want and stays in the center to sleep overnight, their real fun begins. You're assigned to a room, most likely a room near the back of the Pokemon Center. I can take your Pokemon to another room so they can be healed and rested, she may ask. Say no. Just say no. It's their way to isolate you. All of your belongings can go into this drawer so that you can lock it and keep your items safe while you sleep, she says in her voice that you know, but will soon not love. The Joys do this to keep you unarmed. Of course, you trust these kinds of nurses, so all the items that you have go in the drawer, and she gives you the lock. Good night. Please enjoy your rest. She tries to comfort you, but you look closely, and you may notice the fake face that she has because almost always they're full of excitement before the procedure happens. Can you guess the reason now? If yes, then well done. If not, listen closely. At about midnight, usually when it's all dark and no living thing is up and about except for our lovely and sadistic little nurse, it all begins. The door to your room gently opens. There's no squeak or creaking noise because she was smart enough to oil the door so no sound is made when it opens. She comes in with a gurney. Her face is not sweet anymore, but more devilish. She enjoys this ritual. She loves it. The rush, the adrenaline she gets, the red glow in her eyes. It's as if she's possessed by the devil himself. Although you're sound asleep, she doesn't take any chances, so she takes out a needle. No, it's not poison, silly. It's a liquid form of sleep powder in a very high dose. An ounce could keep you asleep for, say, 2 hours. And this needle has 10 ounces. She needs all the time that she can get for the procedure to be successful. So, you're knocked out on a gurney, being pushed down the hall into a room that's been disguised as the nurse's only room. If you ever somehow manage to see what's inside, here's what you'd see. severed limbs and appendages of different sizes in jars, only ones that didn't transform properly. There are also testicles. Yeah, she cut them off. She drags the male's bodies underneath a saw tool that slices them off, and she doesn't mind the bleeding. Actually, she collects it through the drain in jars. You know, for when she needs a drink. After all the joys need a constant supply of blood. Now the next part is her favorite part. Joy takes a knife and slices it down from the base of your neck to your groin. She does this very gently because she enjoys it, and if you were to wake up, then you can suffer slowly. And at this point, Joy's hair is not neat. It's covered with blood. Her face is completely changed, her pupils completely blood red, her teeth have suddenly grown a bit, causing them to look like fangs. No. She's not a vampire. Well, she could be, but that's not the point. Joy has this kind of smile. It's a mix of a clown or a demon, because she takes out a bottle of serum with a special DNA molecule in it. It's kind of Joy DNA molecule, to be exact, but before she does anything with it, Joy takes out all of your organs, except for a couple, like your heart, your brain. She stitches your open incision. It's not a decent job. After all, it doesn't really matter. The serum needs to be poured directly on the brain for it to work, so naturally Joy will take out a saw. A regular old sharp-toothed saw. Slice your skull. Just enough for the brain to be showing. The serum is poured. After a few minutes, your body is becoming more like hers. The heart and brain are revived, while new organs, Joy organs, grow in the empty cavity that is your body. All your cuts, wounds healed, and it was as if you had perfect skin. The process is complete. You wake up the next day wanting to work at a Pokemon Center. Anywhere would do, but you also have a DNA molecule forcing you to look out for minor trainers. It could be the next Joy. And of course, with this comes the ability to do what has been done to you. And the thing is, you think that you were just born identical to all the other Nurse Joys. But why go through the trouble of making people turn into Joys? I mean, why not just clone? Cloning would attract too much attention. Plus, the whole I have a lot of sisters that are identical seems to be a pretty good story. So my advice to you is come to the Pokemon Center at your own risk. You never know. The thing about the real Nurse Joy is she likes to hunt around herself, so when you're all alone sleeping, relaxing, don't think you're safe. Now here's that she has a very, very nice face to stare at you with.